Welcome to the Callanetics concepts. Please familiarise yourself with these important principles to ensure that you get the fastest and safest possible results from our program. Let's begin, shall we? Callanetics exercises are designed to be pain-free. If you do feel any pain, especially in your back, neck or knees, stop and recheck your position by reviewing the following concepts. You may need to do fewer repetitions or perform the exercise in a less intense manner in the beginning, but you will find your strength will build rapidly as you continue Callanetics exercises on a regular basis. Often overlooked, the pelvic floor muscles work synergistically with the abdominal muscles. These muscles act as a support system and a stabilizer for the upper and lower body. The pelvic floor extends from the pubic bone to the tailbone, from hip to hip, and from sit bone to sit bone in a bowl-like shape. When the pelvic floor muscles contract, the lower abdominal muscles are also recruited. Unfortunately, the pelvic floor muscles have not been routinely used in our daily life and actually shrink or sag after years of no use, childbirth, or from the natural aging process. After learning how to contract and utilize these muscles effectively, they become once again a stabilizing powerhouse. These muscles provide dynamic stabilization, and when utilized in conjunction with proper alignment, become the #1 safety and intensification factor of Callanetics evolution exercises. Try sitting on an exercise ball or chair. Slide your fingertips underneath your sit bones. Now, tighten your pelvic floor muscles by squeezing your muscles between your sit bones, bringing them closer together. You may feel yourself rise up a bit. Engaging these areas helps to stretch and relax your lower back muscles, as well as providing dynamic stabilization. The pelvic floor muscles may be extremely weak to begin with, but will strengthen quickly with practice. Correct alignment begins by restoring freedom of movement in our lower spine, pelvis, and hip sockets. Tight lower back muscles keep our pelvis tipped backwards, placing pressure on our low back and hips, causing the majority of back and hip problems we encounter today. Utilizing our pelvic floor muscles and understanding our body counterpulls, while flexing or hinging from our natural body hinges, we can awaken or recreate our body's own innate intelligence, which once was as natural as the poor alignment we suffer from today. Alignment begins from the feet up through the crown. We will speak of 4 counterpulls within our body, with ends that lengthen away from each other to maintain proper spacing so that the body is not allowed to collapse in upon itself. They are ball of big toe to outer edge of heel, heel to pelvic floor, or knee to pelvic floor when our leg is bent, pelvic floor to crown, shoulder blade to shoulder blade. There are also 4 body hinges where the body is designed to naturally bend. They are head, hips, knees, ankles. With correct body alignment, the ears are aligned over the shoulders. Shoulders are back, down, and out, with the arms resting naturally at your sides. Hips are aligned over knees, with knees over ankles. With poor body alignment and improper hinging, we see the head jutting forward, which limits range of motion as well as throws off body balance. The shoulders rounding forward, which brings the arms in front of the body, again throwing off the body's natural balance even more. Rounding or bending from the low or mid-back, which places stress on spinal discs. Knees bent inward, or outward, which places stress on knee and ankle joints. Ankles collapsing inward or outward, which places stress on the knee and ankle joints, as well as continues to throw our body further off balance. Our body was not designed to bend through the torso, yet that is where most people hinge or bend from. With our head weighing between 8 and 11 pounds, and when not properly aligned with the torso, the shoulders and upper back must carry the weight, and thereby becomes rounded forward, rigid and tight, trying to compensate for the added burden it was never meant to carry. The results are aching neck, shoulder, and upper back muscles, experienced by most adults today. This continues down the torso to the pelvis, having an even greater effect. Not using our natural body hinges in our day-to-day living, as well as sitting for extended periods of time, causes our muscles to compensate by tightening, resulting in the loss of flexibility in our spine and pelvis. The good news is, once we understand how our body was designed to function and take responsibility to put into action these Callanetics concepts, our body's natural intelligence will begin to appear, and many of these ailments will be gone forever or never appear. The Callanetics evolution method creates spinal stabilization by first engaging the counterpulls, then adding a rotation of the mid-back and neck areas. A wonderful benefit of spinal rotation is not only the increased flexibility, but also the tremendous safety it provides by maintaining and protecting the spaces between the delicate spinal discs. As Karen is demonstrating, with her counterpulls in place, she then rotates her mid-back and neck. You can see she cannot collapse with her spine rotated, demonstrating the increased spinal flexibility, alignment, and spinal disc safety. When you use the combination of counterpulls and spinal rotation during the Callanetics evolution program, your body recruits more muscle fibers. This greatly intensifies all exercises, giving you quicker and more visible sculpting results. Muscles that are forced to repetitively support our weight become dominant. They tighten and overdevelop to carry our weight, especially when we are out of alignment. They are most prominent around the neck, shoulder, and lower back areas, but are also found in the center of the back when severe misalignment has occurred. Muscle memory keeps our dominant muscles active, being the first to tighten when support is needed. This is a reason why people keep reliving their back injuries. The only way to turn off dominant muscles is to rebalance the body by adapting into our lives new ways of movement, which will eventually become habit. When we are out of alignment, our dominant muscles create a pattern throughout our body, which results in the jutting forth of our head, rounding of the shoulders, collapse of our rib cage, tilting of our pelvis, and a protruding abdomen that no amount of dieting will change. By adapting the Callanetics concepts throughout your day, dominant muscles will be disconnected, and your body's natural, innate physical alignment will again be awakened, taking years off your body, mind, and spirit. Pulsing is the action which tones, shapes, conditions, and strengthens our muscles. In Callanetics exercises, we use 3 types of pulses. All are very small movements of 1/16 to 1/2 of an inch. First, get your body into your very best position, with your muscles taut and lengthened. Then you begin your pulse from that point. This position is called your peak. The first pulse in the Callanetics exercise method is the traditional pulse, a gentle up and down or back and forth linear motion, depending upon the exercise. The second pulse is the spiraling pulse. It's an outward circular motion. The third pulse is the rotational pulse, which is a back and forth multi-dimensional motion. Varying these pulses enhances a three-dimensional effect, engaging more muscle fibers. We recommend that if you are new to Callanetics exercises, that you begin with the traditional pulse. And when this becomes easy for you, try the spiraling pulse or the rotational pulse. Each pulse works the muscles in a slightly different way, utilizing muscle confusion and enhancing body shaping. Callanetics exercises work so quickly because we train our bodies to work on one area while relaxing others, giving us more available energy to the particular muscle group we are toning. For an example, during the abdominal exercises, only the abdominals need to be working. The back, the neck, hips, etc. need to be relaxed as much as possible. Tension in other areas take available energy away from the working muscle. The more the other muscles in your body can relax, the deeper and longer the isolated muscle group can work, and the quicker your results. Deep breathing also helps to release tension from our body and assist us in relaxing. It is important to breathe deeply, especially while exercising. This is one of the most advanced concepts and is the reason why frequent breathers or breaks are encouraged for the beginner through advanced student. Even though we set goals in the program, they are only a guideline. You must listen to what your body is saying and take breaks as often as needed to enable you to stay in your best position. Remember, doing 10 pulses in your best or peak position gives you better results than 50 in a poor position. Every day is different. Some days muscles feel strong and some days more tired. Respect what your body is telling you and do not get disappointed if you do 50 repetitions in your peak position easily one day and the next day struggle to do 20. By embracing these concepts, you will enjoy the empowering achievements you will see and feel, and you will be eagerly compelled to continue your Callanetics evolution, body by design.